Hey everybody, going to do hopefully a quick video on Philippians 1:21. To live as Christ, to die as gain. I had this experience once I got sober. I was struggling with step 2 and 3. And the way I saw it was George Costanza. If everything I'm doing is wrong, by default the opposite has to be right. And it worked. 4 years sober, shortly after 4 years sober, go to the doctor, regular old checkup. How do you feel? Go into it. He's like, no, something's not right. By the end of that month, I was having open heart surgery. And my life was changing. Sober, lost a boatload of weight. I was in school to become a nutritionist. And things were clearing up, and I'm like, this all came to realize after the surgery. But what came to acceptance was, my life. I tried. I'm having open heart surgery. I would say that's risky. If I don't make it, I tried. My life was changing, and I had been through the Bible once or twice, cover to cover, looking for my own experience in recovery. And the night before the surgery, they were going to wake me up at like 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was. And night before the surgery, they said, do you want a Valium to help you go to sleep? I'm like, no, why would I take one? They're like, you know what we're doing in the morning? Why we're going to be waking you up at that time? You understand what kind of surgery you're having? I said, yeah, of course, open heart surgery. You're going to crack my ribs? And they're like, you sure you don't want a Valium? I said, oh, I'm sure. And they're like, why? Why not? Most people would be so nervous. I'm like, if I live, that's good. If I die, I'm out of my misery. Let me preface that with, there have been suicide attempts, usually by overdose, mixing, whatever it was. Obviously it didn't work. And I'm like, if I live, that's good. If I die, I'm out of my misery. Win-win. That's somebody with depression talking. I don't know what it's like to not have it, so I don't know if that's normal or not. But if I live, that's good. If I die, I'm out of my misery. And I had said something to the surgeon. I wanted him to mess it up. We'll leave it at that. I asked him to, in my depression, to make it look like it went wrong. And next day, I want to say it was the next day, I was coming out of the anesthesia. And they had the tubes in my throat. Now, your body naturally wants to live. So my body wants to breathe, except for the fact that I was hooked up to a machine that was breathing for me. So somehow, I don't remember the whole thing, I was semi-conscious. They put me back out, they take the tubes out. The next time I wake up, I'm breathing on my own. And pain, was like nothing I'd ever experienced. That physical pain. And it was at that point, in the next couple of months, I was living in New York. We got hit by Hurricane Sandy. It was Sandy in 2012. My building got knocked out pretty good. The town I lived in was right along the Atlantic Ocean on Long Island. Got demolished. So I'm staying, with family. But my father and I went somewhere else on Long Island to another family member. But I realized when I woke up that I still had work to do. There was a reason I was still alive. That it meant something, that I was alive for something. I didn't know what. I still don't always know what. I actually usually don't. But it was at that moment that step 2 and 3 really hit. I'd been going through the Bible on my own, or through, I don't know if I said it already, a time or two, and I read it cover to cover. I didn't fully understand it. but it was becoming clearer as the more I read it. And I realized, well, one, I could be dead at any moment, but two, more importantly, and it says, I don't know the exact location, but the things of this world are temporary. Put yourself into something eternal. That's coming out of the Bible. And that's when it hit. Step 2 and 3, got baptized a couple of months later. And, but now, about a little over, it was September of last year, so 13 months ago, surgery had to be redone. Well, my family knew, that it would not be my only heart surgery. And now I will know that there will be a third one coming down the line, whenever that is. And I came to realize that everything in this world is temporary. Believe me, stuff still bothers me. Plenty of stuff gets on my nerves. Everything, actually. But there it is. If I live, that's good. If I die, now that I, with the spiritual, religious part, if I die, I go home to where, the way I was meant to be. That's it. I go home and be at peace. Now on the other side of that experience. So there it is. To live is Christ. To live is good. To die is to be at home in eternal peace. So there it is. I've experienced it. It's easy to say, oh, I believe, until you walk through it. But I'm telling you, it's real. So on that, hopefully this video was a little quicker, coming on 7 minutes. And have a good day.